Hello and welcome to ETBFSI.com by the Economic Times. My name is Amol Dethe and I'm in conversation with the Chairman of PFRDA. Sir, glad to have you on this show.
Thank you.
Sir, first of all, the whole pension market in India is shifting and reaching to a different level. NPS is a very old scheme, I think, which has a great potential. A lot of people also participated in that segment. What is PFRDA's vision to scale the whole NPS and the similar segments which added to NPS, Atal Pension Yojana and everything, if you could? So give us your perspective specifically on how NPS is shaping up.
Correct. So NPS is a product that is now moving from, let me say, a government sector dominance to moving to the private sector and the informal sector.
Right.
Our aim is that the 15 lakh crore of AUM that we have today, in which government sector has 75%, this is something that can grow from private sector participation such that we ensure that every citizen in India who is working has a NPS account. We are looking at maybe in the next 5 years, the AUM to grow to about 45 lakh crore. So that's the kind of target that we have thought is ambitious but possible. And therefore, along with Atal Pension Yojana, which is a separate scheme, NPS and Atal Pension Yojana put together, the number of subscribers we are hoping will move from today's about 8.5 crore to about 25 to 30 crore. Our mandate as PFRDA is to ensure that the pension sector does two things. One, makes people richer before they become older.
Yes.
So when you become old, you must have a corpus from which you can convert that corpus to an income yielding product, and therefore you are getting an income for old age.
Right.
Old age security is our primary focus.
Yes.
Secondary is how we transform savings into productive investment. World over, pension funds have been the most transformative in taking long-term savings and putting it into long-term capital projects, typically infrastructure projects. That is something which we have to focus much more on, and that is another major mandate for us.
Right. Very interesting and quite meaningful, sir. My immediate question is, when you have this roadmap and the vision, maybe what kind of systematic change that you are going to make, or what may happen? Because if you want to reach to that level, maybe you will have to make some changes. What I understand is you have 6 pension fund managers right now. Will that number increase? Will you partner with more institutions going ahead?
You have really hit the nail on the head. It is only about scale.
Yes.
In a country of India's size and the variety and the spread of people across social strata, we need all tools to make pension reach the masses. We have 10 pension funds today. More pension funds will certainly follow. We've already got interest from 2 more big institutions. We have 3 record-keeping agencies called CRA. These are themselves fintechs.
Right.
Protean, CAMS, and KFIN.
Yes.
This is the primary ecosystem around which we have a large number of distributors who work within this ecosystem.
Yes.
This is certainly going to increase many times more.
Right.
For us to reach our mandate, I certainly believe that both pension funds and CRAs may increase.
Right.
Pension funds have now been given for the first time the primary job of spreading NPS in the country. Till now, it was PFRDA which was creating the schemes, and a person could not have more than one scheme.
Yes.
We have now opened it up. 1st October, the Honorable FM launched schemes of 10 pension funds. And this was a big reform where we have changed some of the rules regarding how long people should put their money in. Till now, you have to keep your money till retirement, 60.
Yes.
Now, today's private sector does not believe in an age of retirement.
Yes.
They work, they go into private consultancies, they come back to the workforce. So there is a different requirement in society, the requirement amongst our working population. So we have said that pension funds must ensure that at least 15 years of vesting must happen. And that vesting is critical because in 15 years, you will be able to see the power of compounding. And it is this power of compounding and the growth of savings, which is what makes people come to the market. Because remember, NPS is a voluntary scheme and it gives you the power of market returns. it is done in a manner so that we have sufficient guardrails. We know that the pension funds are not getting very, ambitious or risky in the offering.
Yes.
But having said that, we have to allow the pension funds to carry forward the mandate and their distribution network along with the banks and various other, in fact, the common service centers, which have got a great spread across the country with VLEs.
Yes.
So all put together, we must use both phygital and digital.
Right.
And I think as we move forward, the digital means of onboarding and the digital means of paying into your NPS account, that is really where the ease of doing business will come in.
Oh, certainly. And we are seeing a great usage of digital with eNPS coming up from Protean side, if I'm not wrong there. But sir, I think you came from a SEBI side, and now obviously, meanwhile, you were also with SIDBI and now part of PFRDA. It's a deadly combination because SEBI was asking PFRDA and pension funds to put the money into the capital market, and now you have come from here. So how do you see the PFRDA or specifically pension funds will utilize capital market far more aggressively, specifically when the rally for listed and unlisted companies is very high?
No, absolutely. In fact, I'm fortunate to have done multiple roles within the larger financial sector, and certainly it helps me bring together a much more cogent and forceful plan, and therefore we have rolled out many reforms in a short span of time. But your question is excellent, because what you are really saying is that what is the role of pension funds in capital formation?
Yes.
It is across the world, if you see, it is pension funds that take long-term bets and are putting money in areas which are so-called perceived as being risky or startup. But in a span of time, the pension funds have made a great return. In fact, even in India, if you look at it, the main investors from abroad are the pension funds of different countries. So why is it that the pension funds of India are not getting the benefit of the startup economy in India?
Exactly.
So we are therefore looking at how pension fund money can come into the unlisted space, especially what we are calling as the alternate investment funds.
Right.
So alternate investment funds of equity and debt. We have got a clear plan of how to make pension funds money come, maybe 2% of the equity money will come into the unlisted space and go into the AIFs. We have to be able to support the AIF because the best returns are coming from the AIFs. So if I were to look at equity markets, you're talking about maybe 17% return, 19%, maybe 13%. There's a volatility. But when you look at the AIFs and the kind of IRR that we're getting, it's above 22 and 25%.
Absolutely.
So for the citizens of India to get the benefit of the growth of its own country, we have to come into making that happen.
Certainly, and there is a great rally in AIF and specifically private credit side as well. But what are the steps are you taking in that direction, specifically to put the pension fund money into the unlisted stocks or AIF specifically?
So already the PFRDA board has allowed and announced, in fact, more than a year ago, that money of pension funds can go into AIF. But we have to make it easy for that to happen, because there is a lot of operational ease that needs to come in. So we are now working on that, and I'm sure very soon we'll be able to ensure that equity portfolio of the pension fund will have a component which is going towards unlisted, and therefore it is long-term money. I mean, AIF money is typically no longer 7 years, it's more like 10 and 12 years and 15 years.
Absolutely.
So one has to have undisturbed money for that period of time, because pension funds through the NPS trust will become a limited partner and LP in AIFs. And that money has to be there for a long time. The private credit space is equally exciting. And there I think the time horizons are a little shorter. So, but again, from the debt portfolio of the pension funds, we will separate some money which can go into the private credit space.
Absolutely, sir. And that comes to my last question. Not a straightforward question, but maybe one or two thoughts together if I share it with you. Everyone talks about how India doesn't have a social security directly, which the developed countries have. People are investing on their own. That's one thought. And people are looking at that we should have some social security. So they are investing in different products, financial instrument. Second thought is every bank, financial institution have started their own wealth arm, right? And they're going very aggressively on offering the wealth products. And third, even digital side, every fintech today is trying to open a wealth arm, not just a typical market demat accounts and everything. Will that be a competition for PFRDA? How do you see the whole pension market shaping up maybe in next 5 to 10 years?
You've asked many questions, so let me try and put it. I think at a philosophical level, there is no competition. See, every financial product has a place in my life, your life. Every citizen needs a variety of financial products. So each regulator and each financial service provider must be clear about what is the benefit that their service and product is giving the customer. If you are focused on that, believe me, you will be able to serve the customer better, and the customer will get the benefit of a variety of financial products. So from our point of view, certainly we will ensure that the country does not continuously look towards the government for giving them subsidy, benefit, dole. Pension from the budget of the government is not sustainable over a long period of time. Why are we not making our citizens to get the benefit of market returns and earn? You and I are getting the benefit of market returns, but why not our brothers and sisters in the villages? So that is really the point, that we have to give them an NPS account. They have to put 10 rupees every day, 50 rupees every day. That's the ease of business for them. And they will then, at the end of 50 years or 60 years or 70 years of their life, they will have enough money to fend for themselves. And therefore, the pressure on government, which is a fiscal problem for every government, will reduce. And this is, I think, public policy at its best. Because over the period of time, if we're saying we're chasing Viksit Bharat, we should be looking at what is it to be a developed country. And that's really what a developed country does, where its citizens are enabled and benefited by government policy to look after themselves and arrive at their financial planning. And therefore, wealth managers have a great role to play, because they have to be able to provide advice to different sections of society as to how to best manage your wealth. This is really how we are also going to be working with wealth managers to make sure that things like even succession plans come into the NPS fold, where NPS moves from one person's account to the successor's account through the NPS system itself.
That was truly meaningful, sir. Thank you for your time and sharing all those meaningful thoughts with us. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for staying connected with etbfsi.com and listening to us. Thank you.